40 feet high and rising. The floodwaters in the Red River are now expected to crest tomorrow, another 2 feet higher than originally predicted. Our own Dave Price is just across the river from Fargo, North Dakota, in Moorhead, Minnesota, with the very latest. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Harry. The situation here can only be described as torturous for the people who have so desperately tried to save their property and save their community on both sides of the Red River. We're at the Sundial House right now, and you can see they're fighting a losing battle at this point. The markers, which are designed to say how far that water rose in 1997, at this point underwater. Some pumps operating, they're up 24 hours a day to try and protect this property, and people who are staying in their homes in some locations are playing a game of Russian roulette. Will the water overtake them? That's the question we're going to have answered within the next 24 hours or so. But in the meantime, it's a game of beat the clock. And bad news yesterday, as the National Weather Service says, this water could rise as high as 43 feet. Fargo police ordered the mandatory evacuation of one neighborhood here when the Red River breached a nearby levee. Residents of other areas threatened by the river say they won't leave without a fight.
I don't see any reason to give up until you have to. Until you see water coming in your house, I mean, you keep fighting. You see leaks and you say, we gotta fill those leaks, you know?
All day and all night, thousands of volunteers who have been piling sandbags for days scrambled to add another foot to the dikes protecting Fargo.
Well, I'm just hoping we can save what we can.
The river is already at more than 40 feet, surpassing the crest of the 1997 floods, and the all-time high reached in 1897. Forecasters originally estimated the river cresting this Saturday between 41 and 42 feet, but now it could reach 43 feet and continue at that level for 3 to 7 days. Meanwhile, crews have set up about 12 backup levees around Fargo in case there are breaks.
Dave, we have both covered plenty of floods before, but the conditions there just couldn't be any more miserable. It's freezing cold.
It's 10 degrees this morning with a wind chill of 4 below. It's been below freezing the last several days. We'll see a warm up on the weekend. But again, this stuff, these sandbags in many cases, like bricks, unable to absorb. That's a concern too. And keep in mind, Harry, the work continues throughout much of this area. Everyone trying to do what they can to save their property. And no one knows what the answer will be when everything emerges. And keep in mind also, with river levels this high, we're talking about unprecedented behavior, so it's so hard to predict what will wind up resulting.
All right, Dave, we'll get back with you in just about a half an hour. Thanks so much. Do appreciate it.
You bet.
Joining us now from Fargo, North Dakota, is TRACEY FREI and her daughter Elizabeth. They had to leave their home because of the flooding. How you all doing this morning?
We're pretty good. We're tired.
Yeah.
We're tired, but we still have more sandbagging to do, helping out friends.
Right.
So the fight's not over. We'll keep going, but it's been exhausting and tiring and quite an ordeal for a lot of people here.
You have this beautiful home, not so far from the river. It was flooded in '97, rebuilt again. Can you believe that? It's a once-a-century flood twice in 11 years.
Yes, I think that's the shocking thing, that after '97, the house was rebuilt, and with an earthen dike that we thought would protect it to anything that we might see in the next 100 or 500 years, and who would have thought that it would have come so soon again. So it was very sad. It's the house that I grew up in and then I raised my children in, so it has a lot of meaning, a lot of memories. In the end, it is just a house, and we move on. But it was a sad day yesterday.
Let me ask your daughter Elizabeth. What, especially you see the home movies from inside the house, and just water everywhere. Can you believe your family is going through this again?
You know, the shock of it is kind of settling in. It occurred to me probably yesterday afternoon that all of this was really real, and it's kind of just a nauseating feeling. Just knowing that, you know, that your house is gone. And, you know, when you see I saw, you know, the amateur footage, and, you know, there's 3-4 feet of water in my living room where I was just there, you know, 24 hours ago. So, yeah, it's sinking in, and it's sad. You know, like my mom said, we're all really sad about it. but also we're just really happy. I mean, we all got out okay, and it could have been a lot worse.
Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with us this morning. Do take care and good luck, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.